Perpetual has reportedly sold its entire stake in Ten. Dow Jones Newswire reporting the fund manager sold out due to concern over Ten's debt levels. Around 8% of Ten was sold for 27 cents a share, about $30 million. For more, here's our co-host James Manning from Mediaweek. What do you think with this news? Obviously still reported at this stage, but what does that tell you? And who could be the likely buyer?
It doesn't seem to be a vote of confidence in the current management. You wouldn't have thought, would you, to sort of to lift its performance. But then again, look, you just got to remember there's still only 3 commercial free-to-air licences in the market. So Ten have got a good grip on the market there. They've got a reasonable slate of stuff, which does look like will improve next year. And as Chris Weston said on the show before, if you're a gambler, it's probably not a bad buy at those levels. So they did find someone who thought, well, yeah, look, there is definite upside here.
And of course, this all came on news that Ten had sold that outdoor business iCorp to the Champ-owned O-Media for $113 million. Obviously less than the original 145.
$98 million now, $15 million down the track in 3 years' time. Similar deal to last time. There's still those sort of, I don't quite understand it all. There's some parts of the business that aren't profitable. They're not going to get those. And there's still the overseas, the US and the UK arms. They want to try and raise some cash and get rid of those.
Yeah, and Brendan Cook from O-Media saying, that this helps them in their goal of increasing their outdoor share of the ad market to 6% in a few years.
They're going to be, certainly a much bigger player than they have been in the past.
All right, let's move on and have a look at the radio ratings. And this from Nielsen for Survey 7. Let's look at the top 5.
A lot of change right around the country. Pretty good for DMG Radio in general. See them here in Sydney, Nova and Smooth FM creeping up into the top 5 stations in Sydney. So it's a really big game changer though.
Let's have a look at the finish in Melbourne there. 3AW just down a fraction.
Yeah, Fox. Look, not a lot going on in Melbourne. A pretty good survey for Gold hanging on, and Nova and Triple M down.
What about Brisbane? It's always pretty tight there.
Yeah, look,
generally.
Massive for Nova up there. They've really broken away from the pack. Bit of deja vu. They were sort of pack leaders a couple of years ago. They fell back with the other players, but now they've moved right ahead, so it's great news for them.
And in Adelaide there, still Mix.
Yeah, Mix and 5AA. Mix should finish the year on top. Nova's still hanging in there, pretty good, and a few challenges still for SAFM.
Let's have a look at Perth too there. Just a fall of over a percentage point for Mix.
Yeah, look at that. No commercial stations went up there in the top 5. They all lost a little bit of share. Mix still the market leader there. A few movements in this sort of the Cume audiences there, with Nova Breakfast being the #1 in total listeners in the market.
From radio to the TV ratings, and this is for week 43. Free-to-air top 10 first there. X Factor has been doing well for 7.
Yep, absolutely.
Continuing, and of course those current affairs shows also.
Yeah, #1. It's 7 still dominating All People. They've lost most of the last 17 nights in a row. But things like Big Brother are keeping 9 in there in the key demos.
And let's have a look at subscription TV, the top 10. Grand Designs there for Lifestyle at top spot. And turning the page there.
A-League performing well, getting some great numbers. 2 shows in the top 10 there.
Just looking at the news in the TV sector, 7's dropped. Australia's Got Talent. 9 snapping it up.
Yeah, 9 didn't waste any time. The news came out one day. 7 was saying, look, we'll focus on some other things. 9 saw the opportunity, a major worldwide franchise, so they've commissioned Fremantle Media Australia, new host, 3 new judges, so possibly no Kyle Sandilands on TV next year, and no Danny Minogue either, maybe.
Big shake-up at Shine.
Yeah, Matt Campbell leaving as the boss there. The 2 Fennesseys staying as joint CEOs. Carl Fennessy coming back from the USA to sort of run the company. He'll be here next year. Mark Fennessy staying on. He also has international duties. And former Southern Star boss, Rory Callaghan, has started work as the sort of looking after all the formats for them.
And they were the only executive moves we saw in media this week?
Yeah, no, there was plenty going on. Trudy Jenkins, we heard her on the show a lot from News Magazine's now called News Life Media. Delicious Magazine, started MasterChef Magazine. She actually started an online business on the side a few years ago. She's going to focus on that now. And a new editor of the Sunday Telegraph, Mick Carroll, replacing Neil Breen, who's gone off to the Today Show, of course.
We also saw the Melbourne publisher Anthony Catalano really challenging News Limited's dominance in Geelong.
Yeah, Geelong Advertiser sort of had really grip on the Geelong market. I think it's the second biggest market in Victoria after Melbourne. He's gone and signed up all the real estate agents, something he's done successfully in Melbourne before. So he's been sort of promised a lot of the real estate advertising, which funds a lot of those publishing for those papers, and they're going to start up now and cause News a bit of a headache in that market.
And just finally, very quickly, the A-League sports rights deals have been done.
Well, it has. They haven't been officially announced that, but we think it's going to be 160 million over 4 years, split between Fox Sports, SBS. I think 32 million a year Fox Sports, 8 million a year for SBS. And yeah, look, they've had some massive audiences this year, so it's probably a good get for those broadcasters.
And of course, that big deal, Disney buying the Lucasfilm from George Lucas for $4 billion in cash. Big news there too. James, so much going on. Always great to have you on the show. Thank you so much.
Bryce.
James Manning, editor and publisher of Mediaweek. That's all we've got time for. Thanks for your company.